What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Contractor Secrets Podcast. In today's episode, it's a live training from the Contractors Helping Contractors Facebook group. There's live trainings every Tuesday. This training was on a strategy that I'm using in my Facebook ads. If you're thinking about running Facebook ads, you're going to like this episode. It's going to go through some of the psychology behind why people buy, what gets them to want to submit their information, and what you need to do from a marketing perspective to get them interested. So you're going to love this one. Starts right now. Contractors all over the world are wanting more time, more freedom, more impact. The way we do this is through implementing systems, processes, standards. Welcome to the Contractor Secrets Podcast. Here we hit business strategy, coaching, mindset, motivation, the tools you need for success. So strap in, listen up, and get ready to grow on the Contractor Secrets Podcast. Let's get into it. All right, so thank you guys for joining. It means a lot to me that you showed up today, and I hope to give you some value to take with you this week. Some of you guys been here for each training, so I mean, you guys are just getting some free good stuff. So today we're going to learn about harnessing the power of Facebook marketing to win big in your business. So the better you understand how this works, the better results you're going to get. And that's my goal today, is to share that with you, some of the things that I've learned. So the big question that we have is, where's my customers? Okay, so some of you guys might be, doing all sorts of different things to attract customers. Maybe you have print ads out. Maybe you are doing Google. Maybe you are posting in Facebook groups. Maybe you're doing Angie leads or all sort of that. But at the end of the day, I think we would all agree that most of our customers are on Facebook. Okay, they're either on it or they know about it, which is a good thing for you. And the goal here would be for you to understand that at the end of the day, you could go to the job that you're on and just mention to the person that you sold the job to, say, hey, are you on Facebook? And you would look silly because, like, yeah, of course I'm on Facebook, or at least do you know about Facebook, right? So the goal here is for you just to truly understand that you want to be where your customers are hanging out. So this is kind of like a mindset shift that you must have, right? So as a business, first you need to understand that Facebook marketing is what we call digital door knocking. Digital door knocking is essentially the act of doing what's called a pattern interrupt. So if you want to win with Facebook marketing, you have to understand how to play this game. So first, before I go any further, this is not about how to run Facebook ads. It's about a strategy that you're going to use to take to someone who's going to be running your ads. And that's the goal. I think everyone here should invest in a marketing company to help you get exposure on Facebook. So you are not a marketer. So let's make that clear. You need to stay in your lane, and you are an investor who should invest in a marketing company to help you get optimum results. So again, this is one of those things where we want to delegate, and we don't want, we really don't want anyone else. We don't want ourselves taking on this role of the marketer in your company. You have too much on your plate. You're not going to do it right. And it's actually going to save you money and make you money if the right marketer is running your ads. So again, this training is about the psychology behind the leads that inquire from Facebook, because it's a totally different process than someone that goes on Google. First, why are you on Facebook? You're a customer just like they are. And the more you think about what you would do or how you would respond to an ad, or what you would do in the event that you were approached by a company that's selling their service, like, how do you respond to things? And you are your best customer. So the reality is, it's not to find businesses to pay money to. That's not why we go on Facebook. I never go on Facebook like, who am I going to give my credit card to? Who am I going to submit my information to? Who am I going to, fill out this form for, right? No, it's to connect with friends and family, right? So that's why we're on Facebook, is to connect. And in some cases, it's for entertainment and, of course, education. Sometimes I'll get caught up watching a video of something that's interesting, like how to do something, or something, educational, like somebody doing a sales training like this, right? So you guys found this on Facebook. So in any area of business, the sooner that we can view things from our customer or leads perspective, that means that we can align our process more efficiently and manage expectations. So when you manage expectations, that allows for you to not be frustrated when things don't work. You really need to understand the game. So again, a lot of you guys have heard about running Facebook ads. this is your opportunity to learn what to do the right way. Okay. So the formula for winning Facebook ads is 5 steps. Okay. So the first step is you need to understand that video is king. Look, if you're someone that's not comfortable on camera, get comfortable on camera. No one cares. Just remember that. Like, no one, whatever you're feeling in terms of being self-conscious can be completely erased when it comes to great editing of a video, music in the background, you know, so on and so forth, right? So what I want you to think about is, do I want to have endless supply of leads, or do I want to sit on the sidelines because I'm nervous of what people will think about me if I get on camera? This is one of those tough business decisions that pay off big time. So if anything, I want to encourage you to get on camera. You have to if you want to win the game. The second thing is the ad needs to come across as likable. You need to come across as friendly and trustworthy, which if you're doing a natural video of just what I teach you today, that's a natural occurrence of what's going to happen. Number 3, need or want appeal, right? So you have to understand what message is going to attract to your customers. You're going to have a need message and you're going to have a want message. And I'm going to show you what those are. Number 4, a clear call to action. This call to action is telling your customer what the next steps are. So at the end of the day, if you went into a car dealership and you did your test drive and you walked in and the salesperson just sat there with nothing to say, you would probably want to leave, because at the end of the day, you need to be taught what the next step is. So he's going to say, okay, next step, we're going to go ahead and sign paperwork, or we're going to do X, Y, Z. And that's number 5, making the next steps easy. All right. So with that said, in other words, if you submit your information to us, it's safe, right? That's the goal, guys. We're having strangers put in their information on Facebook, and we need to make them feel like it's in the right hands. No one wants to give their information out. That's not one person says, hey, do you just want to shotgun your information on the internet? No, they give it in exchange for something. Okay. The goal of Facebook ad is to do what's called a pattern interrupt, right? So if you've never heard this term, I'm going to give you a good example. So imagine you're just sitting home watching Netflix. You're just hanging out and you're just watching Netflix. You get a, knock on the door, someone rings your doorbell, and it's some kid, which I did a bad job finding a picture of a kid, but you get the idea. And he starts pitching you on why you should get a paint job. So a couple facts occur if this scenario happens. Number 1, you are definitely not prepared for this. And we need to understand that usually if our customers are on Facebook, they're not prepared in terms of budget, which is number 2, and really just overall motivation to be sold. But something has to spark their attention that relates to them. And I'm going to explain that here in a second. So number 1, you weren't prepared for it. Number 2, you didn't budget for it. Number 3, he's trying to persuade you to move forward and agree to an estimate, which you weren't ready for. Number 4, your commitment level is super low. And number 5, the only way that you will proceed if there's a need or a want, and his job is to figure out which one of those exist for you in a matter of what seems to be seconds. Okay. So it's actually easier to scroll past an ad than it is to slam the door on someone who knocks on your door, right? So you need to do this very fast when it comes to building an ad on Facebook. Okay. So what's happening is he's entering you into the market. So as a salesperson, as a marketer, we're trying to do what I believe to be a mating call, right? So you imagine like a bunch of animals in a, drinking around a lake, and you come up and say, hey, I want to sell my services to you, and no one comes. But then you go, bad example with animals, but you get it. Then you go, hey, I'm talking to people that own homes. I'd like to sell my services to you. And then maybe like 1 or 2 people look up. And then you get a little more specific with the marketing message, the mating call, right? Hey, I'm looking for people that own homes that know that they have some cracking, fading, peeling, blistering, or rotting wood. I'd like to talk to you. And then maybe like 10% of them look up and give you their attention, right? So when it comes to your ads, it's all about that initial message that attracts people to stop what they're doing and listen, because we all listen for our name, right? Somebody calls your name out of the, out of the audience. You could be in a crowd of 100,000 people. If you hear someone say, Tanner, like, you're going to look because it's you, right? So we want to figure out what their quote unquote name is when it comes to marketing. We want to figure out what attracts to them, right? So if I did an ad that said, hey, I'm looking for people, that's so general that it's not going to attract to them. But again, this is the nature of understanding the psychology behind Facebook ads. All right. So comparatively, someone who seeks out a service and calls in for an estimate would be the highest level of motivation. So this is just a reminder that people on Facebook, lowest level of motivation when it comes to buying something. So be prepared for that when you get Facebook leads. So if we know this, we need to align our message with this. We need to pretty much make it to where, hey, we know you're not ready. We know that you weren't thinking about this. We're not going to say that, but we got to make it to where the process that we take them through aligns with that, because then they won't feel the pressure, and you don't want people to get scared. So we're going to get into that too. So there's two ways to do this, and it all reverts back to our sales training. So those of you that were a part of our sales training in the first week of this, and if you listen to my podcast, we talked a lot about needs and wants. So the needs and wants are actually what make things, again, more specific. Some people have needs and some people have wants when they make a buying decision. And your marketing should just be the first step to that. Your marketing should set the tone for that. Some of you guys that are running Facebook ads just put out before and after pictures. And that's great for the people that are motivated by appeal, but you're missing out on a tremendous amount of individuals that are motivated by a want. Okay, so needs and wants. We need to build ads that attract both types of individuals. So you guys got to realize, if you guys are in the painting business, mostly any trade, you have need-based customers and you have want-based customers. An example for us would be rotting wood, stucco failure, blistering and peeling paint, fading paint. So these are all our need-based desires. And then the whole other side of the spectrum is people that want an appealing change, right? So they want their cabinets to look brand new. They want their house to be fresh and clean. And there could be a color that they just hate. I had a lady yesterday I did an estimate for, and she just has this big, beautiful house and it's yellow and she hates it. There's literally people that don't like the color of their home and they just want to change it. There's barely any prep work we need to do on this house besides pressure wash it, right? So this is a want-based customer, and you guys know what I'm talking about, right? So it's important that when we get our message out, it is the mating call for that person, right? So if that lady saw our Facebook ad and I was busy talking about, repairing cracks, that wouldn't spark that thing in her that says, I want to change this. Most people just need what's called a nudge. And that nudge is what's going to get them to put in their information. So again, we need to have various different ads. Some of you guys that look at my Dripjobs ads, you probably see them. I'm doing all sorts of ads. I do ads for people that are tired of, struggling with, the organization. Then I'm doing ads that are encouraging people who want that are buying leads that want to follow up with them. Then I'm doing people that hate estimating. And it's like, there's all these different reasons why someone would sign up for Dripjobs. And my job from the creative perspective of marketing is to do that mating call to attract all those different people and all those different wants. Because you got to realize that your service serves different needs and wants. So again, you have to make sure that you're getting messages out for each one of those. So let's start with needs. So if you offer a service that fulfills a need, the best way to increase motivation is to educate the customer. And really here, guys, this last sentence here, and you need to help them identify why. This is the most important sentence in business. The pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. Okay. So in other words, at the end of the day, I'm going to use Danny here because he's my guy. At the end of the day, if I go up to Danny and say, Danny, brother, at the end of the day, man, you really need a good CRM. And ultimately, the reason why is because you're missing out on opportunity. You are all over the place in terms of organization. And ultimately, it's taking a lot of time and energy away from your loved ones and family, because when you get home at night, you're trying to fumble around and find papers and text messages, and it's an absolute mess, right? So what am I doing? I'm helping him see the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change, which makes it a no-brainer for him to want to be interested in next steps to see if Dripjobs can solve that problem. So first of all, don't make the mistake of thinking that your customers know what the pain is, because usually if people are living in pain, that's just normal to them, right? So ultimately, there was a time most of you people didn't have Dripjobs, and that was normal to you because you didn't know that there was an alternative. And we do houses every day, right? So again, we know the game. We know that stucco causes major damage and failure. But if you asked me 10 years ago what a stucco crack is, I'd say I don't know, right? I wouldn't know because this isn't my game. So the goal here is for you to first understand that the average person doesn't know house the way you know house. Some people just live in the house. It's kind of like me when it comes to a car. I probably open up the hood of my car. Actually, the only time I had this car for 3 years, the only time I opened up the hood was 2 days ago to change the battery. And that's the only thing I know how to do inside that hood. And I think I can check the oil, right? I can change tire, but when it comes to understand the mechanics of it, if someone said, Tanner, and I'm just using this as an example because ultimately this is a commercially used word, but if someone was like, Tanner, the radiator needs coolant or whatever, I'd say, what does the radiator do? I don't even know. So if someone did a Facebook ad and said, hey, they'd say, hey, Toyota owners, just so you know, if you have this model and this year, so I'm interested because it's my model, my year, you want to make sure that you have your radiator checked every 6 months, because what happens is it gets into the, I'm not going to make myself look like an idiot with fake car terms, but you guys get the idea, is that what that'll do is say, oh my God, if I stay the same, if I stay on this path, there's going to be more pain than going to the alternative, which in this case would be going in and getting a free assessment. And then they're going to upsell me some stuff, so many examples of this, man. Another one's pest control, right? So we built a house and these people did our pest control on the initial build. Then they send us a $300 invoice yesterday saying that we need to pay them to do the termite treatment again, right? And they put some education on there. Termites can do this, X, Y, Z. You had it done initially, but if you don't do it, then it's going to potentially, they're going to eat your house. And I'm like, well, great. Like, what am I going to do? Say no to the $300, for a termite treatment? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things that, even though I don't want to do it, there's no want there. It's the need that is what's driving me to make the buying decision. So I'm not saying you want to sell out of fear. You want to use education. I don't sell out of fear. I don't believe in that. I think if you have to sell out of fear, you have a crappy product. What I believe is that you need to educate people as to why the thing that you do solves a problem and it helps them avoid pain. Okay. Very important. And if you believe in your solution, then this is easy, right? So and no one can come to me and tell me that their life before Dripjobs is better than their life after Dripjobs. I know that. Like, we built it that way and I live that life. So it's very hard for you to explain to me why you don't need a CRM. So for me, ultimately, all I have to do is educate you on the benefits of the CRM and help you identify that those benefits would feel good. And that's what I want you guys to understand. The quality of your ad is what makes the difference here. All right. You can't rely on someone to come in and make you ads. Right. So if you guys hired a marketing company and you're like, oh, we'll make my creatives. At the end of the day, they can't get your message across. Most of them don't know painting. So you have the education. So I know Kimberly's in here. She's a cabinet gal, right? And it's hard with cabinets because there's not much of a need, but there is the element of spending money, which is painful. So in other words, the greatest benefit of painting cabinets is we don't have to replace them, right? That's the greatest benefit. Ultimately, if you have to replace your cabinets, it's probably double the cost, not to mention a complete rip out, right? Complete, tear down of the whole kitchen, probably out of commission, picking the styles, and then ultimately just to get what? White cabinets, and then you go back to living your life 20 grand poorer, right? So ultimately, okay, at the end of the day, you guys are doing a lot of messaging in here. Sorry, guys. Okay. So ultimately, at the end of the day, yeah, 3 times the cost to replace, right? So ultimately, at the end of the day, that's painful. So Kimberly, when you do an ad, it should be you and your husband saying, listen, have you thought about replacing your cabinets? Well, I have an alternative for you that's I guess, a third of the cost, right? So this is someone that might have been thinking about replacing cabinets, but isn't certain about refinishing them. So take a look at this photo of a cabinet that we did, and you're in a video, and then you just do some light editing with a photo of an oak kitchen. You say, hey, take a look at this photo. This customer got quoted $20,000 to replace their kitchen cabinets. And then check out this photo. This is the refinish that we did, and we were able to save that customer a ton of money. If you're interested in seeing how much it would be to have your cabinets refinished, just click the link below and we'll set you up with a free consultation. That's so simple that, like, I mean, if you knew the power of that, and you might be thinking, Tanner, I don't know how to edit photos or videos, and that's fine. Go on Fiverr.com, upload the video and say, hey, this is what I want you to do. This is how I want you to edit it, and be on your way. Okay. But again, not in like everything, guys, not everyone's going to do the hard work here. Not everyone's going to do this challenging thing that I'm telling you to do, and that's fine. I just need you to be aware of it. I just need you to have that thing in your head that says, I should be getting on camera if I want better results, especially if you have a shop. It's a great thing that you can have. So we do it on site. We do a couple different things when we're on the job. So here we go. Again, very important. The pain of change is less than the pain of staying the same. The customer will be more motivated to proceed, right? So again, if the pain of change is less than the pain of staying the same, the customer will be more motivated to proceed. Cabinet example with Kimberly, the pain being spending more money, which is always painful for everyone, right? When there's something else that they could be utilizing less money and achieve the same result. That's the motivator. It's a no-brainer. That's why cabinets is probably a better business than house painting. And I'm jealous, but I still don't want to do cabinets. So again, if I ran an ad that showed a stucco crack and say, hey, do you have this in your house? Okay, cool. This is a stucco crack. This is normal. It happens in Florida. And if you lived up north, this might be new to you, right? And then I can continue with building value and educating on what we do to prevent this. If you guys only knew how many people that I come across and talk to them about stucco cracks, if you only knew how many people ask me if they need to hire a stucco professional to come out and redo the stucco, I mean, it's mind-blowing. That just affirms to me that people really aren't educated in terms of house stuff. And that's okay. We are. So you can use your ad and your creative as a way to educate. Okay. All right, as we proceed, if you guys getting something out of this, I know we have a small crew. I love it though. I love all 13 of you. Can you guys please put a thumbs up in the chat just so I know you're here, just so I know you're alive and I'm not talking to myself. I appreciate that. All right, so in the painting business, educating on cracks, wood rot, paint failure, and other need-based motivators should be one of your ad strategies. So it doesn't really matter what you do. You have to think about, okay, what problems do I solve when it comes to needs? And what problems do I solve when it comes to wants? All of you solve a need problem. All of you solve a want problem. Make an ad for the need problem. Make an ad for the want problem. Okay. Again, if you're just doing, this is a big mistake. If you're just doing before and after pictures, you're eliminating half of your market, right? So some of you guys are running Facebook ads and the only thing you know how to do is run before and after pictures. Why? That's silly. Okay. Because not everyone cares about appeal. Not everyone spends their money just for appeal, right? Not everyone drives a Mercedes. Not everyone drives a Tesla. Not everyone drives these things. Like some people are just happy driving a Toyota. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like they don't just spend money because it looks good. They spend money because there's a reason behind it. I drive a Toyota because ultimately I like the fact that it's a 5-star safety rating and I used to work there. So I value the process that they go through to make sure their cars are safe and efficient and easy to maintain. Like for me, like a car is not my thing. And for most people, their house is not their thing. But if it makes sense, they'll do it. Right. So again, it's important to get that message across. What's up, guys? Kimberly, question was, how long of a video would you suggest? 30. Kimberly, what you need to understand is that it doesn't matter. It could be 30 seconds as long as you get the message across. The shorter, the better. And that example that I showed you is you and your husband just standing in front of a camera and saying, hey, are you a homeowner that's thought about replacing your cabinets and got a crazy price of $20,000? And then you go in to be like, well, this customer thought they had to spend that much and we refinished their cabinets and they saved X amount, right? So again, like this, and at the end of the day, whatever you sell the job for, even if you sell for the highest price, it's still going to be less than what it would be for them to replace them. So I just love that business. Anyway, so again, get on camera, right? It's okay. And then guess what'll happen? You'll have an endless stream of leads and your business will be fruitful if we get over our fears. Cause I know that's always a fear. And it was for me too, by the way. I was like, man, would people want to hear what I have to say? Remember that. Then I'm like, I don't care. Getting leads. Anyway, so that is our need-based strategy. All right, so here's our script. So I just kind of put together a script for you guys. And Danny, I know you're here. I'm challenging you to do this. I want Eric to tell me that you went through this and you did a good video and you guys can screenshot this. Are you a homeowner who's been thinking about painting their house, right? So what we're doing is we're telling the algorithm on Facebook, because it listens to everything. It's amazing. If Facebook hears this in your video, it'll target people who mention, search, or talk about painting their house. Are you a homeowner who's been thinking about painting their house? Okay, that's our mating call. Remember, we talked about that earlier. You know, remember, if you got all these people grazing, I'll use people now. You got all these people grazing, and then you come up in your safari wagon and you get your megaphone and you go, I'm just reiterating, I'm just saying, hey, people, no one's going to turn. And then you go, hey, Joe. And then maybe one person turns because his name's Joe. And then you get a little more specific. Hey, people who are a homeowner who's been thinking about painting their house, right? So remember, that's kind of how it works on Facebook. Little silly, but hopefully that gives you the idea. All right, so the script, let me show you the cracks on this house and our approach to fixing them. First, cracks cause major damage, an open door for water intrusion. So behind the stucco, which is porous, then behind the block is drywall. And if the drywall receives moisture, it's prone to mold, right? So it's such an easy ad. And what it is educational. So it's content. So people actually want to watch it because they learn something. Some people love learning. So, hey, my name's Tanner. I'm with Premium Painting. Just coming out here. This house has a ton of stucco cracks. And I want to show you, if you're a homeowner that has stucco cracks, you don't need to hire a stucco professional. We take care of that. And we use this product here. It's an elastomeric stucco patch. We're going to patch up all of these cracks for you and then provide you with a beautiful paint job, and you won't see the cracks when we're done. Your house will look brand new. And not only that, we do a 7-year warranty on our work. So if you see that crack within 7 years or any failure, anything like that, which won't happen, but we want to offer you 7 years worth of a warranty. So we're doing free estimates this week. If you want to drop your information below, our office will contact you and we'll come out and look at your cracks and fill them. You know, I mean, and look, guys, I have a lot of practice with this. So hopefully I'm not intimidating you by how I can flow, but you guys will get that. And you could do 100 takes if you need to. My suggestion to you is find a teleprompter app and read off the teleprompter. So you're going to want to get like a tripod, and you can actually read off the teleprompter. So you could do that. All right. Call to action. If you guys haven't heard this from a marketing perspective, a call to action is what next steps are. And you might have glanced over this, or when you heard it, you might have just not caught it. But at the end of what I said, I just told them what the next steps were. So if you have this problem on your stucco, we'll provide you with a free assessment to get the cracks filled and the house painted. Fill out the form below and we'll be in contact. Okay. So that's the call to action. I'm going to give you a call to action after this training. So pay attention to that. Okay. Everything I do, you always got to give a call to action. There's always a next step. That's how you sell stuff, right? So the call to action is like, okay, well, it's like, okay, if you guys go on YouTube and you are watching a YouTube video, the most common call to action on YouTube is to subscribe. And sometimes you might not subscribe. And, at the end of the day, like if you watch a good YouTube video and they don't do that, like you probably would have subscribed, but you weren't reminded to do it. Like and subscribe. Oh, okay, cool. I'll like and subscribe. They told me what to do. So that's, that's how we handle that. All right. So at the end of the day, let's jump in. We have the customer's thoughts here. I have this issue and it's more serious than I thought. This is an expert. Let me get a quote. I feel like I know who's going to be showing up at my house. Now, if you can leave your customer with these thoughts, again, it automatically happens when you do a video because they know who you are. And I put people be crazy, right? That's one reason. Somebody might really need a paint job, but they are worried about people coming to their house. I had a lady like that, and I got on the phone with her, and we had a good conversation. And then when I got there, I could just feel her personality was like a very scared, like single, like, woman. And, for me, it's like, I kind of gauge that. So I was just very, very gentle and easy, like, and didn't pressure her. And next thing you know, I'm like her go-to painter now. Like, I'm the only one she calls. She never gets another quote. She's given us 3 jobs. And like, I know that when I go there, I price it for whatever I want, which I don't go heavy. I do it honest and fair, of course. And I just know that like she'll go for it and she'll be like, okay, here's the deposit, simply because I know she doesn't want to meet with anyone she doesn't know. And, it's a lot of responsibility. So there's people like that out there that want trust. So here's their thoughts. I have this issue and it's more serious than I thought, right? So these are your thoughts that you should leave your customer with after you do the ad. Number 2, this is an expert. Let me get a quote, right? So people want to work with experts most cases. They don't want to work with, if you had like a major health issue, if you had the option to work with an expert or an average Joe, you would probably opt for the expert. Why? Because that's the value of your dollar is worth more. Number 3, I feel like I know who's going to be showing up at my house. People be crazy. Okay. So the kid knocking on the door would say, I'm sorry to interrupt your evening, sir. However, we were painting a house down the road and I noticed some cracking on the side of your house. We've seen cases where this can cause mold damage. And I'm just wondering if you would like a free estimate on sealing and painting. So here's the cool part about Facebook, which you guys probably know. You guys probably know this. I just want to, first of all, thank all you guys in here, Matthew, Dimitri, Kimberly, Christine, Scott, Jordan. What's up, man? I got Lewis, Dustin, Jenna, Danny. Thank you guys for being here. If he says no and shuts the door on the kid's face, chances are the kid's never going to knock on that door again. Like he's out. But we know that customer has a need, However, if he says no on Facebook, right? So this is the beauty of Facebook. He may see your ad again. And that's the cool part of retargeting. And Facebook's really good at this. And why would he see the ad? Because the ad sparked his interest because it relates to him. He clicked it, watched the video, and then Facebook took note of that. So Facebook said, oh, he watched this video for longer than 5 seconds. Show it to him again. Facebook's smart. I mean, they're so smart over there. Like they understand the game. They want you to spend more money, so they're going to give you good results. Okay. Now, Facebook keeps showing the ad to him as long as you have the budget for it, right? So this is the rule of 7, which you might have heard. It's a marketing term where if you see something 7 times, you're more likely to buy. So this will increase his chances of converting, which converts him from a lead or a potential lead to an actual lead, which is now a new lead for you. So that's the goal. Is it's like somebody getting their door knocked 8 times, like, hey, it's me again. Hey, it's me again, with no fear, right? Like, imagine, I don't think any of us would be okay with knocking on a door 8 times, like going on after getting rejected. Like, no, I don't want it. No, I don't want it. Stop coming. I'm calling the cops. I'm getting a restraining order. That would probably be like 6 times. Well, Facebook's like, hey, it's me again. Hey, it's me again. Hey, it's me again. Hey, it's me again. And most people don't know how to hide an ad. They just scroll past it. And then one day they're like, oh my God, what does this kid want? And then there you go. It's like, oh, you have cracks. We can fill them. Fill out the form. And then they're like, significant other gets targeted on the ad. And it's like, there's no chance. Hey, they fill cracks. Like, great. This kid again. All right. So here's a want-based ad, some things to look at. So, and just so you guys know, this is going to be on the Contractor Secrets podcast. So if you're not accessing my podcast, it'll be on there. So the script here is, have you thought about replacing your kitchen cabinets? Okay. And again, we talked about this earlier. Did you know that refinishing can save a ton of money? Check out this beautiful before and after. And then the call to action is, ready to have the kitchen of your dreams. Fill out the form for a free quote. So again, this would be something for a want-based, right? So our dreams are usually things that we want. So, hey, are you ready to have the kitchen of your dreams? Fill out the form below for a free quote. Okay. So the last part of this is capitalizing on interest. Here we go. This is the most important slide on the whole deck here, guys. So the first one is, we want a clean form for them to fill out. So when they get your ad, it needs to be smooth. It needs to pop right up, right? So again, you're going to want someone to run Facebook ads for you. If you want a referral for Facebook ads, I want you to message me on Facebook and say Facebook ad referral, and I will send you my recommendations. I have 2 people that I recommend for Facebook ads if you are a painting contractor. So please reach out to me. Number 2, immediate automation and a text email with next steps. Those of you that are using Dripjobs, as soon as that lead comes into the pipe, okay, Dripjobs is going to send that follow-up as soon as within seconds. So we got to connect it through what's called Zapier. So we take the Facebook information, we have Dripjobs, and then Zapier sends the data from Facebook to Dripjobs. Dripjobs sends a text message, which is pre-built in, and it drips out emails and text messages as time goes on. So that's the beauty of having automation and drip messages. And then, of course, the call to action I have for you is if you're not using Dripjobs, then you're just going to waste your money, because trying to use Facebook as a CRM is a waste of time. At the end of the day, I don't even know how to get sometimes to the Facebook Messenger on my phone. There's like a business suite app, and it's jumbled. So I love that Facebook leads just pop right into to my pipeline. I'll show you guys that real quick. So we'll jump right over to my Dripjobs pipeline, and you'll just see here that the Facebook leads are all labeled. So I'll circle those for you guys that are here. Facebook leads are all labeled. So I know that they came in from Facebook. Facebook lead, Facebook lead, Facebook lead, Facebook lead. So all these Facebook leads are here. Here's another one, people that I've sent them to. So what's great about that is that when I call them and we do outreach, we're even more specific. So as opposed to like this person that came in from the website, right? When we call, we say, hey, you came in on our website. Did you hear about us from someone? Or, it's a different conversation than, hey, saw you came through Facebook. Does tomorrow work for the free estimate? So it's like smooth, right? And it's just, again, you got to have Dripjobs. I don't know. Sorry if you don't. Anyway, so thank you guys. Again, this was a great training. Tell your friends about this group. I'd love to get a couple more heads in here. Next week will probably be someone else doing the training on another topic. I haven't picked who I want to do that yet. So I have a couple minutes for Q&A. So if you guys want to ask some questions while we're here, please do. It's your opportunity. So if you have any questions about Facebook, any questions about ads, marketing leads, anything like that. So jump in. If you want to ask questions, just hit the raise hand button, and I should be able to unmute you. Unless you guys are all sleeping. I know it's early, Tuesday. Anybody got any questions? Yeah, of course, Jordan. No problem. No problem. Awesome. I know questions are always tough. No one wants to put it out there. Just so you guys know, if you didn't know this, I do free one-on-one training. So I have a segment of my podcast. It's called the Business Breakthrough. So if you would like to ask your question in a more one-on-one type format, it will be recorded and it will go on my podcast. But I do free coaching. So I'm going to drop that link. If you want to book a time with me, we could talk about, what's going on in your business. It's like a 45-minute session. It's free. Yeah. Thank you guys. If you got something out of this, the only thing I can ask you is you go in the group, say it was a good training. Kimberly, right now, I've been sending to my website to fill a lead form. Yes, Kimberly, we want to keep them on Facebook on that initial ad. Kimberly, if you don't have someone running your Facebook ads, reach out to me. And I'll get you connected with a couple people that I trust. So appreciate you guys. Have a good day, and see you later. Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks so much for listening to the Contractor Secrets podcast. So I don't really advertise on this, and I don't ask for much. You guys know that. But what I would ask of you is to give Dripjobs a try. So if you don't know what Dripjobs is, it'd be hard for that to be a thing. But if you don't know what Dripjobs is, it is the software that you need to power your business, to automate things that you're either wanting to do and not doing, or currently doing and just not doing to the standard of which you want to be doing it. And that's where software comes in. I have spent the last 3 years of my life with my team building out this software. And hopefully by now you've heard about it. And maybe you know of a friend that's using it, or maybe you are feeling confident just by hearing it on this podcast. So my big ask for you, if you're getting something out of what I put out, some of the value that you're getting from this podcast, is to just go to dripjobs.com and schedule a free demo with my team. That's it. That's all I want you to do. Just do a demo. I want you to be aware of what features we have and how it can help build your business. Now, some people that I've spoken to say they're not quite ready for drip jobs. Maybe they feel as though they're too small or it's not in the budget. First of all, everyone's ready for drip jobs. You need the features that are in this software to manage a business, whether that's creating proposals, invoices, change orders, work orders. It doesn't matter if you are a one-man operation or you run a crew of 25 people. Drip jobs is going to be the app for you. Second thing is it out of budget? Don't worry about that right now. We offer an extended trial if you sign up on the day of the demo that can give you a kickstart to get going. The goal of Drip Jobs is to make you money within the first 30 days. This could be capitalizing on a lead that you got or even helping you upsell work with the optional item feature. So many things here. Again, the big ask that I have as a listener of this podcast, if you have not done a demo with us, please do so and check out what we're building. We continuously update this thing, and I'd love for you to be a part of that. I'd love to see if it can impact your business, and that is my goal. So thanks for listening to this podcast. Hope you take me up on that offer. Get to dripjobs.com, do a free demo with our team, and see what all the hype is about.